Well, today I want to talk about everyone's reaction to Hank Pym not being the one in Avengers Age of Ultron who is the one who builds Ultron. And I I'd like to believe I represent that side who thinks that this is actually a good thing because people people just want Hank Pym to be just like from the comics. They want him to be the creator of Ultron. They want him to be that troubled hero who goes through all these emotional moments, these dramatic moments. That one hero who's always so bleak when everyone else just really doesn't have all these problems that he faces or all these obstacles that he has to overcome. What people don't realize is that Hank Pym, it's not what they want him to be. It's what fits the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's what fits the world that they're making, which is why when they decided to go with Ultron, they wanted to base it off of the actual Avengers movie. That's why Whedon said we're only taking what comes from the comics. No, we're only taking what we need from the comics to make something unique, something different, something that will actually grab people's attention without making them feel like they're just reading what happened in the comics. We don't need Hank Pym in order we don't need Hank Pym in order to say here's Ultron. We can easily say Tony Stark made Ultron. That's why for some reason that's why some people see that Ultron's helmet actually looks like one of Iron Man's helmets. That's why Whedon said Ultron is in their home, which means that Ultron has already been planted there. They're just waiting for that right moment to execute bringing his character to life because they've already put the pieces in motion since Iron Man 3. Because like the thing is that I mean we don't need that one tragic hero. We don't need the same Hank Pym who slapped Janet, the same Hank Pym who turned on the Avengers. That's all stuff that you could leave for the books. That's the Marvel universe. That's the 616 universe. This is the cinematic universe. We're looking for something fun and something that actually makes people like Ant-Man because I'm betting you the people complaining honestly don't really care about Ant-Man. They're just looking at him like every other hero and saying, "No, this needs to be just like it is in the comics or it's not right." But we need to make sure that there isn't much connection. It's very risky to take everything from his storyline rather than what you need to make him someone you care about. Um, I mean, who wants to watch the movie and constantly be reminded of everything he's done wrong, everything, all his faults? Who really cares about that? Something that we want something that's memorable. We want a story that's worth watching in a more hopeful world that they're building around the cinematic universe. This isn't Batman, this isn't Man of Steel, where everything has to be realistic and down to earth. Um, like everyone says that, oh, Ultron is a defining quality in Hank Pym. He defines his character. It really, no, he doesn't. I mean, I even had someone who compared Iron Man's armor to Ultron, saying that that's just as defining as Tony making the Iron Man armor. And I'm like, okay, there's a difference between making a suit and creating a villain. Ultron doesn't belong to Pym. Ultron belongs to the Avengers as their deadliest villain. What should stand out is Hank Pym's need to prove himself as an intellectual equal to the rest of the geniuses. He's someone who wants to prove himself. Um, and while he won't be the creator of the Ultron, this won't stop him from still having that drive. Instead, it will push him to do something different, which is what we didn't want, because that's the overall drive for the cinematic universe, which is taking a unique approach to these characters. I mean, Yeah, I mean, because like every other villain, while Pym made him, he doesn't belong to him. He belongs to the Avengers. There's just no other way around it. You can't say because someone creates something they own it. They don't own it. They just use it. They set that character up for future use. So that's really all I have to say on that subject, because it just seems ridiculous at this point that people create such an attachment between Ultron and Ant-Man that they just create this narrow view where they can't accept anything different, and especially about a character that most people don't even know or give a rat's ass about.